Welcome, Wolf community. I want to do something special for you guys. I want to go ahead and release one of my best builds that I've came up with to kind of fix the werewolf problem with the mag sustain without actually running Desert Rose, and to actually fix the cost of the heal. And it's also a really simple, easy build to use for PvP. Your ultimate regeneration is really good. Your reduction on your abilities are really good. Your damage is decent this patch. Not top tier. Next patch for Greymoor, it would be amazing. So this might be one of the best builds that I've ever come up with to try to fix the werewolf. But I really wanted to give y'all this build because I promised that I would actually release this build before. And I'm going to go ahead and do it to give you guys something to run with until Greymoor. And when Greymoor comes around, you could also run this, but to also tweak it to your favor. But do you remember how our werewolf heal cost used to be like 4,500, 600, 4,600, 4,590? You know, just depending on like a regular stamina, non-stam sork. Now when you were a stam sork, it was like 4,300 or 4,400 or something like that. Yeah, I remember that. Well, I fixed it. I actually fixed it. And it's a really good build. You actually do see it in some of my videos. I just haven't released it because I wasn't too sure about it, but after performing with it, it's pretty good. It's easy, quick ult, and it works. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I cooked up. So, let's get started. Well, if we go to what sets I'm using, right? Well, the first set is Salvation. Yes, I brought Salvation back. My favorite werewolf set in the game. Always will be. Just because it's always been there. I've always used it, and it was the #1 set that I always went after when I first got this game. It's very reliable when you know how to incorporate it into your werewolf. Werewolf is not just an ultimate, it is a subclass, but it performs like a regular build. You have to build around it to make it work. You just can't just slot werewolf and expect to be super powerful. It doesn't work that way. But anyway, so why did I choose Salvation? Well, the 3 items give you stamina based stats. 2 are max stam, 1 is stam recovery. The 5th item reduces the cost of your werewolf transformation by 33%. And your damage is increased by 150. So what does this do exactly? Well, 1, you get more damage in werewolf and you have stam recovery. And it makes it very convenient and quicker to get into werewolf, especially in PvP situations, especially when you're built around it and you want to be able to get into werewolf as fast as you can before you die. That's the main objective. You want to play perma wolf. Anyway, you can run dual wield, 2-hander, doesn't matter, whatever version you want. The reason I went one-handed shield is for the heroic slash, so you can keep building your ult faster and faster and stuff like that. But anyway, Nerd hold and weapon damage enchant. And then your shield is going to be an impenetrable tri-stat, and then impin, like I said, for extra tankiness and more resource. Your offhand is going to be an Asylum Greatsword. Why? Well, it's because it builds ultimate. Like I said, this is a very fast ultimate building werewolf, and sustain's really good with it. Mag sustain. Well, how does this weapon work? Well, you run up to an ads and or random mobs, and you run up and you basically stop the execute from the two-hander skill, reverse slice or reverse slash or whatever it's called, and then you run up to the ads and you execute them. And it basically gives you 14 ultimate, which is kind of like a blood spawn proc, but since blood spawn is getting nerfed, I wouldn't really be running blood spawn, but it's only going to be like 8, so it's still worth it to use it. But the resistance got cut down a little more, so everything's like cut in half with most of the monster sets. But with this build, you can run any monster set you want. But anyway, I digress on that. The Asylum Greatsword, I'm damage enchant and Earnhold trade, obviously. Blood Spawn, like I was just talking about, because it gives you stamina recovery, and it has a really cool effect. It turns you into stone, kind of like a gargoyle. And then it gives you ultimate regeneration, and then it gives you resistance. But this is all get cut in half next patch. But you can use any monster set you want here. I mean any. Now here is the bread and butter set, Seducer. This is the set that fixes the stain. It's the same with the Werewolf heal, and I will be showing that what the Werewolf heal cost would be in a second. But what it does is that it gives you Magicka, Max Mag, and Magicka, and then it reduces the cost of your magic abilities by 10%. That's huge, since we have a 25% increase on our heal since Skullbreaker came out. It's a huge cut. 10% away from 25%. Now we'll only have 50% more of a heal cost, but I'll also fix that too. And also, you want to make sure you want to tri-stat everything, and make sure you have a medium bracers and light sash. Seducer is a very easy crafted set, and also Salvation is very easy to farm as well. If you do not have Asylum, just run a basic Salvation weapon, back bar, bow, two-hander, whatever you prefer. Jewelry. I have one Triune. I'd recommend to turn it infused, or any trait you want it to be. And then one ring, I have reduced magic cost of spells by 324, and I infused it. So basically makes your Magicka even cost even less now. And then you're going to have infused weapon damage. For your Mundus Stone, we'll run the Warrior. I have a basic tri-stat food buff, but I recommend you can run Pack Leader Bone Broth for even less ultimate cost, but it's a very small amount, so it might not be worth it. But I recommend running Sugar Skulls and tri-stat potions and lingering health pots next patch. This patch you can run the weapon power pots, but next patch you don't need to, because you're going to have that all slotted anyway. But right now I recommend Sugar Skulls for Werewolf. Alright, so let me go over the skills real quick. Just to kind of, or at least the stam sort passives in the race, to show you kind of why this build is really, really good, and why I want you guys to have it, because y'all deserve it. Well, if you look at the Unholy Knowledge, reduce another 6%, right? With Seducer it's 10% plus 6%, plus the Imperial passive is 3%, right? Then plus that one reduction from the ring, almost 25%. Actually, it is 25%. Actually, it's actually over 25%. And then you also have Power Stone, which reduces your ultimate by 15%, so you can synergize that with Salvation. And the fact that we're an Imperial, it reduces your cost by 3% more, and you also get recoveries there. Or you heal yourself and you restore magic and stamina every 5 seconds. Really good race for werewolf builds. Very basic and simple. Alright, so let me go over the regular skills real quick. Hurricane. This is a basic stamina sorcerer buff, and also does damage. Critical Surge. This can heal you when you do crit damages and stuff like that, and it gives you weapon brutality, major brutality, I think. Then Dark Deal, very easy heal to use and very simple. You just synergize that and Vigor. Heroic Slash, because it gives you minor heroism, therefore you're building ultimate faster. Synergize great with the Werewolf. And then Resolving Vigor, this is the basic stam heal, so you can just spam that and then spam Dark Deal together. Really good. Back bar. You got Dizzy Swing, Stampede, Carve, Execution. You need this for running Asylum. If you don't have Asylum, then you can switch this completely with anything you want. Momentum, so you're not always snared for right now until that new antiquity item comes out. Antiquity item or something like that, where it basically reduces all snares completely. You're immune to them all. But if you don't have the Asylum weapon or a two-hander back bar, then you can do a bow and basically set up any way you want to. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all the Werewolf abilities, and I'm going to show you how many times I can actually spam a heal, which y'all might like to see. Alright, well, let's get to it. The Werewolf skills real quick. Feral Pounce, this gives you the most time in Werewolf, so you just pounce 10 meters away and you get more timer added, so therefore keeps your form longer. It's more perma Werewolf build and it's very simple to use. Herstein's Fortitude, because it's the strongest heal at all, it heals you the most. And if you look at the cost, I fixed it for you guys, so now you have better sustain. Deafening Roar, this will allow you to reduce the resistance further, and you'll do more damage to them with all attacks. Howl of Agony, when you fear somebody and you hit them with the howl, you hit them with like an extra damage bonus to it, like 30%. Next patch can get dropped down 25%, but then when they're facing you, it's an extra 10%, so it's going to be 35%. Calls of Anguish. This just puts major and minor defile on targets. Minor defile comes from the disease status effect. Major defile is always going to be there. And then Werewolf Berserker, because it's the easiest ultimate, or the strongest, not easy, but the best ultimate out of the two. And then the cost is 168, very cheap Werewolf ultimate. Very quick to get with this ultimate generation and toolkit you're using. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you how many heals I can spam real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, about 5. Plus a potion, it'll be 6, 7, 8. About 7 to 8 heals when you pop a potion extra. So therefore you can kind of spam and sustain your Werewolf, which will be really, really good in PvP, and you need that to survive. Reduced cost is the most important. Basically show the basic Werewolf rotation and how to get your ultimate back really quickly with the Asylum two-hander. And I'm basically going to show you how fast my ultimate gain is with this build. It's very simple and easy to use. You don't got to really do much. Here we go. Heroic Slash. Popping that minor heroism on that target. Heavy attack. Asylum. Boom. Almost there. Halfway there already. And look, Blood Spawn just procs right there. And you practically got ultimate now. Yep. You really got ultimate. Very simple and easy. Alright guys, well that's the rotation to get your ultimate. Now I'm going to show you the Werewolf rotation. Here's the Werewolf rotation. You always buff up before every fight. I'm going to run up, light attack, so you proc your bleed and your enchant. Fear, howl. Now, here's a little stronger combination you want to do. Because obviously you want to proc your light attack, fear, and then heavy attack, howl. Most players, if they're not ready for it, you catch them, it's a lot of damage. About 90% of their health. Sometimes if they're squishy enough, you can one-shot them. And then always after that rotation, you want to finish off with an infectious claw, so you apply the file. Alright guys, so I'm going to get to the champion points. Alright guys, so this is how my champion pointer is set up for this particular build. Alright, for the green tree, just put 23 in Warlord. You don't really need too much in this. As a Werewolf, you got a lot of max stamina anyway. 64 in tenacity to basically get heavy attack sustain, because that's where your sustain comes from anyway. 56 Arcanist, because you want to bump up your mag recovery as much as possible. The most important one here is Synergizer and Wind Running. And obviously Master Gatherer, but Synergizer and Wind Running. 56 in the Tumbling to reduce your how many roll dodges you can basically do. Basically reduce it, so will actually increase it so you can roll dodge more. 71 to Befoul to increase your defiles, so you want to kind of stop people from healing. Most important one here is Shadow Strike, so when you kill something with a heavy attack, you go invisible. For the blue, 64 Mighty and 86 Piercing. I know that's a lot into penetration, but you need it, trust me, you really do. Most important one here is Exploiter. 81 Mastered Arms to increase your physical damage with a direct tax. Next patch, it would also count towards your light and heavies. 39 Physical Weapon Expert to increase your light and heavy attacks, your base light heavy attacks, and your crits, I assume, too. In Werewolf form and your normal form. Most important passive here is Tactician and Butcher. So Tactician, you basically roll dodge, you get them off balance, therefore a bit extra damage. Then that will also proc Exploiter here. And also Last Stand is also needed because you get major heroism if you get below 20% health. Therefore you get your ultimate really fast. 81 to Ironclad to reduce incoming damage. Most important one here is Reinforced, and this one here. And then 45 Crit Resistance to basically reduce incoming crit damage. 64 to Hardy to reduce poison and physical damages and disease. 43 Elemental to reduce magic damages. And 37 to reduce damage over time effects. Unchained is the most important one here in Critical Leech. Alright guys, that's my champion points. I hope you guys enjoy the Wolfman, my own special build that I came up with. It's probably the best build, no lie. Probably the best Werewolf build currently, just because of the sustained fix. Very cheap ultimate, very simple to use, very simple rotation, and everything. Alright guys, peace.